The days of the Old West were teeming with gangs, outlaws and bandits, and the world of Red Dead Redemption 2 captures this well. Although the gangs have a similar modus operandi, there's one that stands out for their truly sadistic nature: the Murfree BROOD. Operating in the regions of Roanoke Ridge, few dare to venture into these isolated woods for fear of this inhumane clan, and today we're going to be taking an in-depth look at these individuals. Welcome to the video. You're listening to Phil of Filbee Gaming. If you enjoy the following, you all know what to do, and if you're new here and aren't subscribed to the channel already, please consider doing so. With that being said, let's get straight into today's content. The twisted minds of the Murfree BROOD. To begin this story, let's take a brief look at the history of the faction, according to a description given by Rockstar Games themselves. The Murfree family first immigrated to the United States in the 1700s, moved to Roanoke Ridge sometime after, and lived a comfortable life. After the industrialization of the area, they were forced to seek seclusion in Beavers Hollow. It was here that they began their gradual descent into savagery, and by the year of 1899 were known for brutally torturing, murdering and dismembering their victims, as well as imprisoning women they captured before assaulting and torturing them, often for days on end before killing them. These horrible deeds made them feared all over the Roanoke Ridge area. This description alone gives us a clear insight into what caliber of people we are dealing with. Although they're known for their sadistic manner, the Murfree BROOD do strangely show signs of empathy when first meeting someone. After making your first camp in Roanoke Ridge, the following interaction will normally occur.
Nice fire. Mind if I warm my bones? Y'all knew this was Murfree Hills. You should be careful where you're camping.
I can look after myself. Besides, it's a free country.
Free country? No. Everything bought and paid for. And we gonna protect what's ours. Y'all be careful where you wander. Come on, let's go. I think you got the message.
Go kill you next time.
Why they choose to warn travelers first remains a mystery. Maybe they like intimidating people just as much as torturing them. For some, the Murfree BROOD weren't as forgiving. Around the forest of Roanoke Ridge, the player can find the remains of those who weren't as fortunate, such as this poor soul hanging by his neck from a tree. Listening carefully, you'll hear that the Murfree BROOD signal to one another by whistling before attacking the player, indicating that this poor fellow who's strung up is clearly being used as bait for an ambush. One of the more frightening aspects of interactions such as this is the absolute fearlessness of the BROOD members, such as this guy who calmly walks right up to Arthur with no regard for his own well-being. Releasing this hung man and searching his remains, you'll come across a handwritten letter. It reads as follows. Lord, forgive me for what I have done. I could not take another day of torture at the hands of those grubby men. They say hell awaits those who resort to self-murder. Can that be any worse than the goings-on in that infernal cave? I will soon see. The letter gives us quite a bit of detail. The man was a prisoner who was held at Beavers Hollow, both the Murfree BROOD's main base of operations and the place they call home. He was subjected to torture among Lord knows what else, but somehow managed to escape into the nearby woods. By that time, the fear had already set in, and he only felt one way out. His mind was broken. The Murfree BROOD had discovered his corpse and intentionally left it there to entice travellers into an ambush. A second note can be found in similar circumstances. This time, it's a ransom note, written by what we can only assume is the current leader of the Murfree BROOD, one Walt Murfree. It reads, if you want to see your old ma again, meet us on the road at a butcher's. Bring one cooking pot, 2 bags of grain, coffee and whatever else you've got. No harm will come to your old lady. This shows us that the Murfree BROOD still have capacity of some sort, albeit very little, and they're more than just torturers and killers. Kidnapping is something that the Murfree BROOD have become accustomed to, whether it be to hold ransom in exchange for supplies or simply to terrorise their victims for their own sick sadistic pleasure. If you spend enough time around Roanoke Ridge during late nights, you'll soon discover the tormented ways of the Murfree BROOD. Here's a few examples. Firstly, a cart carrying their victims as it passes through the trails.
There we go.
Oh, God, it hurts so bad.
We're minding our work.
Help me, please.
You do the same.
God, no, no, you... No! No!
You're okay. You're okay. They're gone.
Get away from me! Get out of here while you can!
Secondly, a poor gentleman who's been subjected to torture whilst he's tied to a tree.
Someone, please, help!
You don't like it, you shouldn't have come through here. Now, what's the problem, boy?
Let me go, goddamn you!
Let you go? Let him go. Now where'd be the fun in that?
Hey, what are you looking at? Blast
Oh, I can't let anyone foul as you get away with this.
You ain't wanted in these Murfree hills.
Hey, cut me loose. I thought I'd die with these animals. You're my savior, sir.
That was a terrible thing to see. Get back to town. Make yourself well.
I shall, sir, I shall.
And thirdly, a couple from Ansberg in which only one managed to survive.
Just take her. Let me go.
Take it easy. So,
Who about y'all?
Stay still.
Come on.
God!
You squealing got me all red. You fun.
This ain't your business.
Don't shoot me! Oh, God! Please, will you help me off this horse? No! Could you put me down now? Oh, so rough. You're one of the good ones, ain't you? Thank the Lord for that. Will you get me out of here? Will you get me away from these men?
anything I can do to help you in your time of need, man.
I'm in residence at Ansberg, if that ain't too far.
Not at all. Come on.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
Upon rescuing the poor lady, she gives us some insight to her kidnapping.
So, Annisburg. Can't imagine this was your first dust-up with those bastards.
This weren't my first run-in with those crazy hill folk, if that's what you mean. Never too long before they make themselves known. Whenever their appetites grow past what they find in the hills. Still, poor Bradley. He wasn't the brightest nor the bravest, but... oh my, no one deserves that.
Bradley? See the fella with you?
Yeah, Bradley Hunt. Old friend of my cousin's. Was taking me home. Guess he thought he could talk himself out of the situation with them.
Busy worrying about his own skin, huh? Doesn't sound like much of a man.
Maybe, maybe not. Good men is hard to come by around these parts, though. Real men ain't like fellas in the books I read. Just hope I can trust you, mister.
Sure.
You'll learn pretty quickly that even after you've taken a few of the brood down, they will relentlessly keep coming for you, over and over, in a multitude of ways. For example, at one point just outside of Beavers Hollow, the Murfree set up a flaming cart ambush, which also alerted some of the occupants of their home base to come and join the fight.
Who's that a-coming?
Easy,
Hey,
easy.
It's one of them what hurt our kid.
Hey! Hey, who are you?
Push! Push! It's getting hot! He's one of the killers from the holler! You'll die good, boy!
Even out in the woods further away, they have set traps to capture wandering folks, as I soon found myself in one after falling for the oldest trick in the book. A small attack leading to them baiting me to their direction.
Up in these hills, everything is ours. Oh, shit! Gonna wish you never came to these hills.
I don't know. And look, it's here.
Oh, shit! You ain't killing me, nah!
Oh, you running for real now?
They are very skilled in setting up ambushes. They know exactly what they're doing. Sometimes, if you continue to set up personal campsites in Roanoke, you may be approached by a lady with the following interaction.
Mister, am I glad I found you? I am colder than bluebelly hell out here. Could I warm up by your fire just a bit?
All right. I guess you can sit a while.
Oh, I sure do appreciate this. You won't even know I'm here. Oh, got myself rightly turned around out here. Is it 2 days or more? Oh, Jerry Ann guzzled up all the chitterlings, so I go out hunting squirrels. Only Esther still got my damn warm britches. And I got poor circulation, even at the best of times. So, November, my feet, they always turn brown. So I glug some shine to keep myself warm. I woke up on a riverbank, shivering like a shitting dog. I get lost real easy. You ever heard of a place called Butcher Creek, mister? Our entire village has been marked by the demon, stealing our bodies and our minds. And we have all been cursed, and ain't nothing we can do but just wait our time.
Butcher's Creek, the home of this lost lady, is located smack in the middle of Roanoke Ridge. So how come they're untouched by the Murfree brood? Well, let's take a look at some similarities. For starters, the folk at Butcher's Creek are not only attired somewhat similar to the Murfree brood, but also bear the same physical deformities as the gang. Upon exploring and introducing yourself to Butcher's Creek residents, most are dismissive and aggressive towards the player, prompting that they don't take too kindly to strangers. It seems that they share a very similar view as the Murfrees do towards city folk. They wish to be left to their devices, although in comparison, the village folk are much less hostile until provoked, in which the entire community will launch an assault on the player. Answers to the aggressiveness similarities shared by both Butcher's Creek and the Murfree brood may lie in a stranger mission made accessible in Chapter 5 of the game, titled The Wisdom of the Elders. This also connects to the campfire lady who spoke of a curse on the place. It begins with a gentleman at a bridge crossing the Camisar River.
You okay?
Help!
You sick, partner?
It's in me. They're in me.
You're not well, friend.
Butcher's Creek.
Butcher's Creek!
Where?
Butcher's Creek!
Is that where you're from?
Butcher's Creek.
You want me to take you back, or...
There ain't me.
Come on, let me get you home.
Upon returning the man to Butcher's Creek, we conversate with Obadiah, possibly the village leader of this outfit.
Ah, Lemieux! You found Lemieux! Oh, come here!
Yeah, he was in some distress. Yeah, he seems calmer now. I found him out in the woods.
Well, Lemieux, sweet Lemieux, such a nice man, such a good man. Come here, come on, get up here, help you. Since the troubles began, he's not the same.
It's in me.
Why is he looking at me funny?
No, he's not well. It's the darkness. He said it's the darkness.
Who says it's the darkness?
Well, the villages. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for Please, sir. You are not well, sir.
You got anything for me?
Oh, yeah, of course, sir. Love and friendship in darkness. What else are there? Obadiah Hinton, that's me. Love and friendship and love. We're not a rich village, sir, but with love, rich. We thank you.
Okay.
Lemieux, the man we rescued, turns violent, seemingly under the influence. Obadiah mentions it being the darkness, a curse of some kind, and that the whole of Butcher's Creek has fallen under its spell. We later learn, as the side mission progresses, and beware of the spoilers, that there was no curse. It was a ploy set up by the Roanoke Fuel Company, who had spilled toxic fluids into the surrounding waters that the village was consuming. These poisonous consumptions were causing the villagers to become aggressive towards others without cause, like they were under some form of mind control. This was documented in the Blackwater Ledger issue 69, in which the article states the following. Roanoke towns are often plagued with poverty, superstition and maladies, but after the deformities began to appear among the residents of rural Butcher's Creek, the townsfolk say the area may be cursed. Contaminants were found, and some accused the Roanoke Mountain Fuel Company of fouling its local drinking water, resulting in large goiters, rashes, sores and psychosis. The symptoms also point to lead poisoning, similar to those seen in plumbers and painters, with victims becoming unusually pale and weak. The eponymous mutually named creek and the Legion Pool are polluted, though residents will not take action against the mining company and are instead seeking a spiritual solution to their problems. But how does this relate to the Murfree brood? The Murfree brood operate, as we know, around Roanoke Ridge, but their main base of Beaver Hollow is a very short distance from both Butcher's Creek and the Legion Pool. The drinking waters that the brood were consuming were no doubt the same ones that the villagers of Butcher's Creek were too. Now let's look back at one particular line from the newspaper article, where it claims that one of the symptoms of drinking this poisoned water was psychosis. The villagers of Butcher's Creek were a relatively peaceful community for the most part, but after consumption they were prone to fits of rage. Now take that aspect of how the poisoning took control of a peaceful man and what it turned him into, and apply that to an already psychotic and sick group of individuals. It could turn them feral, which is what they appeared to be by the time of 1899. Looking back at the history of the Murfree brood as described by Rockstar Games, after moving to Roanoke Ridge in the 1700s, they lived a comfortable life, but were forced into the Beaver Hollow caves by 1899 as their homes had become more industrialised. They wished, similar to those of Butcher's Creek, to live in isolation due to their distaste of civilization and city folk. It would be around here that they may have turned to criminality to survive, and as they consumed the toxic drinking waters, psychosis set in to an already misguided group of minds, leading to their destructive nature and sadistic ways. We've seen firsthand at what the Murfree brood were capable of doing without remorse, and as we draw closer to the closing moments of Chapter 5 of Red Dead Redemption 2, we get to experience it face to face. As the Pinkertons close in on the whereabouts of the Van der Linde gang, Dutch instructs Arthur to take hold of Beavers Hollow, home of the Murfree brood. Knowing he'll need assistance in taking down this group of crazies, Arthur requests the assistance of Charles Smith, whom upon this request seems visibly nervous about heading to that particular region. Along the journey, Charles gives Arthur insight as to the type of individual they're about to come up against, even mentioning a stagecoach that went missing in that area, with locals suspecting that the Murfree brood were no doubt involved.
Some men there spoke a lot about the Murfree gang that hides out in these caves. A place called Beaver Hollow. They're animals. Everyone is terrified of them. Just recently, a stagecoach from Annisburg disappeared without a trace coming through here.
Great. Dutch didn't mention this.
An article in the Blackwater Ledger, issue 68, gives us a little more information on this particular disappearance. A stagecoach and 5 passengers are missing, and friends and families of those journeying on it are fearing the worst. Each day, Etta Buckley expected word that her daughter Meredith had arrived from Saint-Denis, yet when she asked at the stagecoach stop, no word had arrived. Multiple coaches came and departed after the scheduled terminus, and none had word of, nor had seen or heard anything about the missing vehicle. It seems as if the coach had simply vanished into thin air. It was carrying a man, 2 women, including Buckley's daughter, and a 5-year-old boy. If indeed her daughter is dead, it will be a terrible blow for Miss Buckley, who has sought treatment from a doctor for hysteria and is holding court in her parlour under sedation from a pharmacist's tonic. There is a second article in the same newspaper edition detailing an ambush wagon in the same region, showing that this particular type of crime is not uncommon for the Murfree brood. Travellers in the wild country west of Ansberg are nervous. Recently, some have been warned to avoid the area entirely. Authorities are still seeking information in the disappearance of Agnes Henshaw and her 2 sons last month. Their wagon was found looted and there was evidence of a struggle. Rumours persist that Roanoke Ridge has been taken over by criminals who live in caves like primitive peoples, only emerging to rob and kidnap travellers. Those that have escaped their clutches say that they have seen evidence and examples of cannibalism, and that the Murfree brood, as they are called, are said to subsist on huckleberries and the flesh of young women and children. Others say that these are fantasies and fairy tales of people who are too consumed with pulp novels, and that the criminal elements in the area are like any other ne'er-do-wells. Regardless, locals will not travel to the cave regions any longer, and commerce has suffered as a result. This wagon can be found not far from Butcher's Creek if you wish to examine it, but for now, let's get back to Beavers Hollow.
Okay. Let's see what's going on.
That's the stagecoach went missing.
Jesus. They must be in the cave. All right. Let's get on with this.
Okay. What you think? We can head into the cave or flush them out with dynamite?
Let's surprise them in there.
Okay. Let's get a little closer. Ready? Let's get this over with.
Charles is right to be wary. The Murfree brood, even in small skirmishes, are dangerous, so taking out an entire cave chock full of them is a challenge not for the faint-hearted. After battling through what seems like an army of Murfrees, the duo find the sole surviving victim to the ambush stagecoach.
Come on! Let's get that poor girl out of the cage!
Please don't kill me.
We ain't gonna hurt you.
Don't touch me.
It's okay, miss. Just calm down. Hey. It's okay. It's okay. Shh. You're safe. It's okay. Come on. It's time to go. It's okay. go. Where you from?
Annisburg.
What do we do with her?
Take her there and I'll go get the others.
Sure. Miss, you okay to ride on my horse a little? I'll keep you safe.
When escorting Meredith to her home in Annesburg, she informs Arthur of the deranged and sadistic manners of the Murfree brood.
It's okay, miss.
The others, they killed them.
You're safe now. Just try to breathe.
They're animals.
I know. It's all right, miss.
Why would they?
Some folks is just evil. Ain't no point trying to explain it.
I haven't slept in days.
I know. What's your name, miss? It's okay.
Meredith.
You're gonna be home soon, Meredith. And this'll all be over.
Thank you.
Where in Annesburg?
One of the mining cottages. If you get me to the main street, I can show you from there.
Okay. Just try to relax now. Yes.
Oh.
Here.
Oh. Thank God.
Which place is yours?
Up at the top of the hill. It's near the blacksmith.
Come on then.
Ma! Ma! Meredith! She's alive! Oh, she's alive!
You saw some pretty bad things, I'm afraid, ma'am. Murfree brood got
Oh, my darling. How did you manage to?
I just ran into them and found her.
Oh, thank you. Here, let me give you this.
Oh, that's okay, ma'am. You just keep her warm and keep her safe.
The Murfree brood are one, if not the most disturbed faction in Red Dead Redemption 2, and like most NPCs in the title, Rockstar Games may have taken inspiration from a real-life counterpart, which brings us to a particular individual, Boone Helm. Boone Helm, born January 28th of 1828 in Lincoln County, Kentucky, was an Old West gunfighter and serial killer known as the Kentucky Cannibal. Helm earned himself that nickname after consuming the human flesh of others for survival, although there were reports of instances where he would murder unprovoked solely for the needs of this consumption. Later in life, after moving to Monroe County, Missouri, Boone married a young 17-year-old lady by the name of Lucinda Frances Browning and fathered a daughter, Lucy. It soon became apparent to his wife that he was a lover of drinking heavy, which was a factor behind him becoming domestically abusive. The pair divorced at the expense of Helm's father, bankrupting his family. Following this, Boone moved to California in search of gold. Boone was accompanied by his cousin, Little Berry Shute, but after Shute attempted to back out of the trip, Helm murdered him and headed west alone. Shute's brother, accompanied by friends, hunted down the murderer and brought him to justice. In captivity, his odd behaviour and antics landed Boone in a mental asylum, to which he escaped after convincing guards to allow him to take a walk in the woods. Following this, he continued his murderous ways and even formed a gang of his own, whom he confided in that he'd feast upon the flesh of his victims. Boone Helm would continue his vicious and sadistic ways up until his capture and execution in January of 1864, where he was hanged until dead at the age of 35. There is so much more to the tale of Boone Helm, but for now, back to the Murfree brood. So to finalise, what do you believe is the root cause of evil behind the doings of the Murfree brood? Was it the poisoned waters of Roanoke Ridge that tipped an already deranged outfit into a sadistic group of cannibals? Was it after years of isolation from a society in which they chose to avoid, making them losing touch with reality? Or were they simply born and formed into an evil by those before them? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed today's video, you all know what to do, and if you're new here and aren't subscribed to the channel already, please consider doing so. I want to quickly give a special thank you to Red Baron 1010, whom requested this video a short while back. I had a lot of fun making it. If there are any particular subjects or characters in the world of Red Dead Redemption 2 that you'd like to see me take a stab at, be sure to let me know, just like Red Baron did, and I'll see if I can put it together for you. Thank you all for watching. You've been listening to Phil of Filbee Gaming, and I'll see you in the next video.